factors related to possible trauma or stress that he has endured.
And was Mr. Murphy cooperative with you?
Yes.
And I think you mentioned, and we can go back to it more specifically, but you mentioned one of the things would be to determine whether or not there was any malingering going on, correct?
Correct.
And did you find any evidence that he was in any way malingering?
No, my opinion that I took away after meeting with him was that he put forth his best effort, and any measures that I administered, he was able to pass, showing that there was no signs of poor effort on his behalf.
Now, if you could go a little into detail about the different tests that you conducted to give the jury an idea of what each test.
What's the deal, homie? What's going down with you?
What your findings were.
Yes. There's really 3 different levels of the testing that I completed for this evaluation. One was really just a basic cognitive screening to get some type of understanding of what his cognitive functioning would be, and if there would be any cognitive factors that would potentially be of interest for the case.
Monkey man, what's the deal, homie? What's going down with you, G?
Various cognitive domains, as well as a pre-morbid intellectual test. Both of those measures came back as average functioning,
it's like work trapping. Already, bro.
Average range, and there was no red flags with regards to any of the cognitive screening.
Man, we watching the Folio trial
I also
right now.
administered multiple measures of effort and malingering testing. Those are important just to ensure that the results that I'm getting during the evaluation can be indeed considered to be valid and reliable, and that his reporting to me can be considered to be accurate. And then specifically for this case, I conducted some measures in relation to his mental condition. In this case, it was post-traumatic stress disorder. And so I administered multiple checklists, as well as conducted a comprehensive interview with the defendant in order to get a feel for how significant were there any events that brought on trauma, and would this be something that would be, relevant to what I was asked to do in this evaluation.
Now, I will ask you a little bit more specifically about what you just mentioned, the post-traumatic stress disorder. But in addition to the test, you interviewed him, correct?
Correct.
And is part of the interview information about his background, his childhood, the environment that he grew up in, things of that nature?
Yes, that is a portion of the clinical interview that I conduct.
Okay. And do you compare what he's telling you to the records that you were either provided with from the jail or from other sources?
Yes, when they're available, I can, yes.
Okay. And did you find any inconsistencies between
what's the deal? What's going down, everybody? Y'all double tap that screen, man. We watching the Folio trial right now, man.
What did you find out?
Y'all know we've been talking about it a lot over here.
The background that he grew up in.
This is the sentencing phase.
That he grew up in.
His upbringing, I think, would be considered to be turbulent, in that he was in an unstable household. His father was in his life for portions.
So he's trying to play crazy.
He had a good relationship with his mother, but his mother had substance abuse issues. She had a hard enough time managing her own well-being, taking care of herself, let alone trying to care for children. So his upbringing in his early years, I think, would be considered to be pretty turbulent. And then at one point, I want to think around the age of 8, he enters into the foster system, where that goes on for a few years. And then, based on what he reports, what I'm aware of, he was exposed to several more traumatic and stressful situations while he was in the foster care system.
Before we get to to that, what type of father figure did he have?
So before we get to that,
His father was in and out of his life. His father had his own issues, I think, particular to mental health. There was also some concerns about his mother with mental health and also substance abuse issues. But from the way it was described to me is that his father was in and out of his life, and that his father could be abusive at times in the household.
Abusive towards him and his mother?
Yes.
And at some point in time, did his mother have a remarried or had another significant other that became part of the household in which Mr. Murphy grew up in, the stepfather?
Yes, I'm aware that there was a father that was part of his life growing up as well.
Was there also evidence of physical abuse during that relationship?
Yes, that I'm aware of.
Okay. Now, you mentioned foster home. Do you recall how old he was?
hey, nah, facts, monkey, man. He know what he did was wrong,
when he
bro.
was actually placed in
Big
a
facts,
foster home?
monkey, man.
I believe
He
it was
wanted to
him
run
and
down
his
on
younger
Fulio
brother
with that
were
chop, and
both
now he want
put
to
into
beg for
foster
his
care.
life.
I believe that he was in school at the time that he was taken from the school.
Y'all gonna laugh
Foster care.
at these goddamn
And
clowns.
then he was in that system for, like I said, multiple years. And he had described some of the families that he had
Let's
lived
get
with
them
as
likes
being,
up, y'all. Double
abusive
tap the
and
screen,
and
y'all.
so
Let's get them likes up.
So
Double
even
tap the
after
screen.
he
Let's
was
get them
taken
likes
out
up.
of his house, his family home, and placed into foster care, did you determine that he actually had faced additional physical abuse while in foster care?
Yes, physical as well as mental abuse.
Shout out to everybody coming through, man. Wake up, wake up. What's the deal? Wake up. We up in here watching this Folio sentencing phase. Yeah, this the sentencing phase right here.
What I understand, his mother had both mental and substance abuse issues, and it impacted her, being a mother and her ability to take care of her children.
Yeah, double tap the screen, hit the like button, man. We live, man. Breaking news and hot topics, man. We show you love, man.
Did you determine if Mr. Murphy,
Them boys ran down on Folio. Now they begging for their life in court.
He was close to this grandfather, and I know that as he got older and he was involved,
y'all gonna laugh at them boys, man.
Relationship with coaches.
Tap that like button, man. Appreciate y'all.
Are you familiar with? Did you gather information about the neighborhood, the community that he grew up in when he wasn't in foster care?
From what I understand, it was a pretty tough neighborhood with violence throughout the area that he grew up in.
Are you familiar with an incident that happened in 2023 when he was shot at?
Yes, I'm aware.
Please tell the jury about that.
In 2023, I believe he was in a car and another vehicle or somebody came by and they shot at the vehicle. I want to say like several dozen times.
Shout out to everybody coming through, man. We live right now, man. We live right now, man. Getting it in, man.
His relationship with his fiance, his relationship with his children, and his relationship with his siblings. Are you able to provide any information about that?
Based on what he told me, he had been in a relationship with the same woman since high school. I want to say like 15 or 16 years. They had, I want to say, 4 children together, and then that they were also helping take care of his younger brothers after his mother passed.
Are you familiar with other childhood friends or some of his childhood friends that were actually killed?
Yes, he told me that.
And these are things that he experienced?
Yes.
What's the deal? What's the deal? Shout out to everybody coming through, man. Free Pooh Shiesty, man. Free Pooh Shiesty, dog. It don't cost nothing to smash that like button, man.
Post-traumatic stress
For real.
disorder.
Wake up, Monkey Man, say what it do, man.
Post-traumatic stress disorder is a mental condition that's diagnosed by psychologists like myself as well as psychiatrists. It is a mental disorder that is unique to other mental disorders in that for PTSD, there must be a known etiology. The known etiology is the stressful event that then perpetuates the symptoms after that. For PTSD, you need to experience the symptoms for a number of months, and it's considered to be a chronic condition in that it's not a condition that just goes away. It's like a disease. It's a condition that can act up and be severe, but then, through treatment, through medication, it can start to remit and it can settle down and stabilize some. But a lot of that is really just depend on the type of treatment.
Shout out to everybody coming through, man. Shout out to everybody coming through, man.
The unique part
we checking out that sentencing phase in the Julio case, man. We checking out the sentencing phase in the Julio case.
But for PTSD, we're able to identify an etiology or multiple.
Is that what you have died, or what is your diet?
Double tap that screen, man. Subscribe to the channel, man.
With respect to your to Rashad Murphy, after reviewing records and conducting tests and interviewing him,
I diagnosed post-traumatic stress disorder.
Now, I think you've already said, is it something that can be cured?
I wouldn't say cured. It can be treated, and based on treatment, the symptoms can stabilize or they can remit. But you should really look at PTSD the way you look at any other type of disease, in that the disease state can have periods where it's more active and severe, and then with proper treatment, the condition can stabilize and become less severe.
If you suffer from PTSD, is it something that can affect your judgment in making day-to-day decisions?
Yes, it could.
And on the same lines, does it limit your judgment with respect to decision making?
It could, yes.
And is it something that can limit insight into clinical conditions and legal problems?
Yes, it could.
Is there anything in your analysis, evaluation that would indicate that Mr. Murphy, that this PTSD condition is something recent, or is it something that would go back to the childhood and all the trauma that he's experienced?
So in this case, the first known events date way back into childhood. So those would be the first events that would, trigger the diagnosis. Now, as he's gotten older, he's been exposed to more incidents of deaths, more incidents of violence. Those would just be additional stressors on top of the origin of where the PTSD stems from.
Now, I would like to show you some exhibits and ask if you're familiar with them. I'm going to obviously take one at a time. I have
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you seeking
May I
to
approach?
admit? Are you seeking to
I
admit?
am seeking to admit Defense Composite Exhibit 1, Defense Composite Exhibit 2, and Defense Composite Exhibit 3.
Okay, admitted.
May I approach the witness?
Sure.
Doctor, I'm going to show you what has been admitted into evidence.
Well, do you want to put it on the Elmo or?
Oh, well, I was just going to show it.
Well, it's been admitted, so you can go straight to publishing it.
Yeah, I know one thing, boy. They trying to go ahead and get this over with right here. We've been talking about it, so I had to come show y'all what's going on right now. You know, tell it was only right, man, that we pull it up for y'all, man. Y'all double tap the screen. Let's get them likes up, man. We still live. Yeah, we still live here.
Okay, so that's why. Okay. If, okay. Sir, if you could look at the screen, and this is Defense Exhibit number 1, and I'd ask if you could identify it.
This is a high school diploma for Rashad Murphy.
And related to that, part of the composite exhibit, do you recognize or having seen that before?
This is an official GED transcript.
And does this indicate or support what Mr. Rashad told you, that he did complete his GED requirements and got his high school diploma?
That boy looking sick.
At the Hillsborough
Oh,
County
check him out, boy. He looking sick.
Now, I'm also going to show you Defense Exhibit number 2, which is sort
But
of
check him out up in there,
but
boy.
I'm
He
gonna ask
looking
you
like
to
damn, I done messed
pretty
up.
much one by one to see if you recognize these documents.
Yes. Yes.
Say, oh, he educated and everything. Fry him. Man, you know, man, everything, man. They about to get
Yes.
rid of him. Yeah, if you niggas think you gonna be shooting them pistols, they got a place for you.
Yes. Yes.
So far, these exhibits that I've shown you, what do they represent?
Religious coursework that he was completing while he was in custody.
Okay. And are you aware that he also taught some classes to some inmates, Bible classes?
I'm not sure if I heard that before.
Okay. Also, were there also other parenting classes and things of that nature that you're aware that he, Mr. Murphy, completed?
Yes, I'm aware that he completed those while in
Would
custody.
it be, so in addition to religious Bible studies, things of that nature, You aware that he also has been active in taking a
Okay, Monkey Man. That nigga say he on the psych meds.
in custody.
Yes.
And this is defense exhibit number 3. Does that suggest 15 hours of parenting skills instruction?
Yes.
And when I refer to self-help, would this be another one of those types of classes,
Yes, I believe so.
as well as this one being emotional regulation,
Yes.
and this one would be Alcoholics Anonymous for the general population?
Yes.
Do this activity that Mr. Murphy has participated in while in custody, would it suggest that he has taken a as positive approach as you can when you are in custody?
I'm not sure everything that he was offered, but it does show that he put forth effort to completing some of these educational requirements while he was there that he would see to be helpful.
Did you see any records whatsoever that he has been a problem while in custody?
None that I'm aware of.
Do you have any opinion as to whether, if he spends the rest of his life, he's sentenced to life in prison, that he would be a troublemaker or otherwise, as opposed to a troublemaker, someone who would be a positive influence to other inmates?
It's impossible for me to predict the future. Certainly, he would be encouraged to put forth the same effort in any correctional
shit.
to participate in their mental health services, to participate in any parenting programs, to participate in any religious programs. Those are services that should be available that would be recommended for him to continue doing going forward.
Backing up a little bit, before he was incarcerated, do you have an opinion or able to determine if he pursued lawful employment?
Yes, he had reported that he had worked with several different companies, one being a family-owned company. And I know that they were.
Shout out to everybody coming through, man. Double tap the screen. Let's get them likes up, man. We live right now, man. Watching the Folio.
Any indication that
I'm hot as a butter for that bullshit. That's why I had to put that bitch out.
Yes, that was the family company.
Are you aware about helping raise his younger siblings? Including working jobs at a young age to provide financial support for them?
Yes, I'm aware.
And are you aware of, or made inquiry and made a determination if he was in fact has been a good father to his children?
In terms of what's been reported to me, yes.
And are you aware, sir, that the defendant, Mr. Murphy, has no prior felony convictions?
Yes, I'm aware.
Now, and maybe you've answered it, but I want to make it clear. The defendant's history of being raised in a violent environment and the abuse that you've testified about, are all these consistent with childhood post-traumatic stress disorder?
Yes, as far as I know, these are events that occurred in childhood and then persisted through adolescence and adulthood.
What type of treatment do you believe would benefit Mr. Murphy in his condition?
There's really a couple of different options. One being more the therapy option, which I would certainly recommend an intensive individual therapy, trauma informed with a licensed practitioner that's well versed in treating PTSD and other severe anxiety and stress disorders. I would also suggest just a psychiatric consultation to meet with a psychiatrist and talk about what some of the possible effective medications that would be available for him.
Now, sir, in addition to your diagnosis that you've already provided to the jury, in reviewing records, did you determine that this diagnosis of PTSD was already diagnosed by the Hillsborough County Jail?
Yes, I'm aware.
When arrested, are you aware that at that time that he was arrested, he was raising 6 children
Yes.
and actually was
Raising
working,
6 children.
receiving, or with the help of food stamps, basically trying to financially support 6 children plus his fiance?
Yes.
I may have a moment, Your Honor.
Yes.
Shout out to everybody coming through, man. Double tap the screen. Let's get them likes up,
That's
y'all.
all I have, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Cross-examination.
Yeah, man, this boy right here, man, it look like he about to take that gas, man. You crazy. They don't want you around the other inmates, man. He crazy. Yeah. They ain't gonna want him around the other inmates, man. He crazy. We don't need him. We don't need no more crazy motherfuckers, man. Go on, put this one down, man. He crazy.
Good morning.
Doctor, you are just to clear this up.
Yeah, you look like it. Nah, real shit. Yeah, you look like it.
That's correct.
Okay,
And they about to put him down. Yeah.
One of the things you're recommending for the defendant is that he have a
Goddamn right, he look like
consultation for evaluation
he
for
look like he
potential
crazy as hell.
Yes.
which would include medication.
That would be up to the
Well, potentially include.
That boy looking crazy.
So let me ask you about the Hillsborough
Look
County
up.
records that counsel asked you about.
I ain't took my meds yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to take my meds around this time. They talking about my meds. Can y'all give me my meds, please?
With PTSD.
they had records had shown that they had previously treated him for anxiety and depression.
Okay. So, and that could be a result or a causative effect from PTSD.
There's many.
Shout out to everybody coming through, man. Double tap the screen, hit the like button, man. Y'all know we've been talking about this Julio case, man.
Okay. Now, you would agree with me that depression is not uncommon in people who are incarcerated in the jail, awaiting trial or awaiting sentencing.
Certainly, situational depression or adjustment disorders would be common for individuals that are, maybe in custody, they have pending legal situations and whatnot.
Right. So that's a common diagnosis in a jail setting, like the Hillsborough County Jail or the Broward County Jail from your home county.
Yes, you're going to see a lot of those types of mental health conditions treated in those settings.
Right. That's something not uncommon and not unexpected for someone in Mr. Murphy's shoes who was facing trial on a capital murder case, correct?
That's correct.
In fact,
Capital.
Mr. Murphy told you.
Kickback queen, what's the deal? What's the deal? You already know what time it is. This nigga trying to play crazy on a capital murder case. We got one trying to play crazy on a capital murder case, man.
reported, and I'm looking at page 2 of your report.
Man, when you go out there and slide, man, you ain't no more playing crazy.
He indicated with regards to his medical issues, he reported.
Shout out to all the haters watching. We laughing at you.
He reported his primary stress now is in relation to his legal case, right?
Correct.
And he reported to you that he has suffered from anxiety and depression. He's now in the jail taking medication for depression and anxiety while in jail. Just reading from your report.
Yes.
Okay. And just to add on to that, anxiety is also not an uncommon event for people who are incarcerated in the jail setting awaiting trial or sentencing.
In general, depression and anxiety are the most common mental health diagnoses, not just in correctional settings, but just in the general population.
And your testing of Mr. Murphy, Rashad Murphy, for premorbid intelligence and cognitive status is that he's functioning in the average range.
That's correct.
Mr. Murphy also reported to you that prior to his arrest, and this is what you have in your report. I'm sorry, let me draw your attention, page 3 of 7.
Okay.
Shout out to everybody coming through, man. Double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up, y'all.
Correct.
You've indicated he drove a vehicle and he could support himself.
Correct.
And he could support his family independently. Is what you wrote in your report.
Correct.
He had indicated to you, and from what you learned in this case, he was a very good athlete when he was in high school.
That's what he told me, yes.
He excelled at football, I believe.
Yes.
And he had dropped out of school in the 10th grade because he wasn't allowed to play football anymore or participate.
Correct.
Okay. And then he was able, here in the Hillsborough County Jail, to get his high school diploma.
Yes.
As far as his work as an adult, he indicated to you that he has worked for his grandfather's business, a family-owned business, doing construction, plumbing, and I believe some lawn services.
Yes.
Okay. And he also reported to you that he'd worked for Amazon.
Yeah.
He said he worked for Amazon. That boy was out there throwing them packages, man. Yeah, everybody quiet up in there, boy. I'm talking about everybody listening, paying attention. You see people got their heads down in their phones, though. You can tell these niggas ain't crazy. He got handcuffs on, y'all. Oh, you can't see. Yeah, they got a handcuff.
Well, first, you did a diagnostic interview, correct?
Correct.
And you made behavioral observations. You administered the premorbid.
Shout out to everybody
test,
coming through, man.
Effort test, the reliable digit span test, and then a brief cognitive status examination. Is that right?
Yes.
You also administered the Miller Forensic Assessment of Symptoms test.
Yes.
Went through a life events checklist with him.
Yes.
And then you did a
Hey, you know he is, Monkey Man.
Yes.
Now, is
They're
that
like, damn,
going through
I
the
should have
five
stayed
diagnostic
working with
criteria
Paw
for DSM?
He gonna miss working with Paw now.
How many diagnostic criteria are there?
Oh,
in
the city gonna
DSM-5?
miss working with
TI,
Paw.
I assume you're utilizing.
The one that I have here.
That
is
nigga
the
studying
DSM-5.
his crime.
Yeah, there's several different.
He could have went to college, huh, man? No bullshit. They could have went to college, man.
F and H.
How many of the criteria are you finding in this case?
Shout out to everybody coming through, man. Double tap
So
the
for
screen,
each
man. Let's get them
criteria,
lights up, y'all. We live
excuse
right
me,
now, man.
for each area, there's a certain number of
But
criteria.
that's
that are
that
met.
goofy ass shit. That's
So
how.
for
That's
example,
that young
with,
new wave.
criteria A,
Yeah, that's the young new wave. The
exposure
young new
to
wave is
actual
the
or
crash
threatened
shot.
death, serious injury,
Yeah, that's
sexual
the young
violence.
new wave, man. These young niggas crazy now, man.
Both witnessed and experienced episodes of life-threatening violence in his lifetime, dating back to childhood as well as some episodes in adulthood.
How many?
And then Monkey
how
Man
many
said, I bet he
criteria
should
are
have stayed
underneath
working.
that sub?
Yeah, you goddamn right.
There's 4 different possibilities.
Ain't no
You
more
don't
cleaning them
necessarily
toilets with Pop. Ain't no more getting on them roofs with Pop. Ain't no more drinking them beers with Pop no more.
And then experience
Looking at them women, you know, Pop like to look at them women. You can't look at them women no more with Pop.
Are you familiar with the diagnostic criteria of the DSM-4 that was
The
existed?
previous,
Yes.
yeah, and I just want to note that there's significant changes from
Yes,
425.
and that's what I was going to ask you
Okay.
about. That learning about
He say got dressed up just to graduate.
that is an expansion of the DSM-5. DSM-4, is that right?
And you know, some niggas get
yes,
their
this
scholarship
is,
to the pen, man. He
something
got
that
his
was
scholarship to the pen,
added,
man.
um,
Yes, sir. He got his
when they got
scholarship to the
together- when
pen,
they,
man.
when the authors for the DSM-5
Shout
got
out to you,
together,
homie, coming
they
through,
did
man.
some,
Yes, sir. We live,
I
man.
guess we would say, tweaks to the previous diagnostic criteria for PTSD.
A lot of those criteria had existed in the DSM-4, the DSM-3, and prior editions. But the DSM-5, and they've been labeled differently, but that one of learning about trauma through some other source, someone telling someone that, you know, maybe they experienced trauma in combat or something like that, is sufficient.
Man,
That's
come
the
on,
DSM.
man.
That is an expansion
Ah,
that was
shit.
new to the DSM-5.
He steady talking about trauma, man. That nigga say
Right, it's,
congratulations,
it's a
goofy.
change from 425.
And then going to, I guess.
Hey, the nigga was taking care of 6 kids,
Right,
bro.
and B is the presence of
They say the
one
nigga
or
would
more
take
of the
care of 6
following,
kids, man.
intrusive symptoms of
He left
PTSD,
6 kids out there
can
by
be
themselves.
recurrent in
Y'all double
involuntary
tap
or
that screen.
intrusive
Let's get them
distressing,
lights up, y'all.
memories, recurrent distressing dreams, dissociative reactions, intense or prolonged distress and exposure, and then marked physiological reactions.
And do you find any of those to exist?
Yes, for
Them commercials coming soon, man. We done already got monetized, man. Them commercials coming soon, man. We monetize, man. Go get y'all some memberships, man. Go get y'all some memberships, man. We monetize, man. Them commercials coming soon, man. We just need about 200 more watch hours, man. And tomorrow, or probably tomorrow night, we gonna have them goddamn commercials. I promise y'all that we gonna have them commercials.
That is a dissociative
The
reaction.
commercials on the
Something
way,
they
man.
create, kind of like a fantasy type setting that they use to
Yes,
distract
sir, man.
themselves from the
Look, we ain't even
reality
gonna have no
of
monetized
what
for it,
their
man. We just
stressful
want them
situation is
commercials,
in the
man.
moment.
Yeah, shout out to the commercials coming through, man.
People talk about dissociation. It's a way that they cope with extreme stress in the moment as opposed to facing it. They dissociate.
And then what are the next two, I guess, subcategories?
The next one is persistent avoidance of stimuli associated with the traumatic events, and then negative alternations in cognitions and mood.
And you found those to exist?
Yes, I did.
Now, you were provided some records. You were provided educational records and medical records from the Hillsborough County Jail staff, correct?
Correct.
And we saw some of that here. We saw the diploma where he was able to get his high school diploma while in the jail.
Yes.
Did you receive any records related to his time, the 3 years he spent in foster care? Any kind of Department of Children and Families or the old HRS?
I don't believe so.
So would it be fair to say that your diagnosis of the traumatic events being the, did you call it etiology?
Etiology.
Etiology, which would be the events that are really what causes the subsequent PTSD? Is that right? Am I understanding that correctly?
I'm not sure if I understand your question.
So the events that occurred or he experienced or saw, witnessed while he was in foster care, it's your opinion that it is those events that are now causing these symptoms of PTSD?
I would say that would be the initial onset.
The initial onset, that's how you would term that?
Yeah.
Okay. So the existence of the causative initial onset, that would be, if I'm understanding you correctly, and you correct me if I'm wrong, solely based on his self-reporting to you, correct?
Yes, initially his self-reporting. I have since reviewed the mitigation report as well.
Okay, now that's a mitigation report prepared by someone who is employed by Mr. Hernandez?
Miss Adams.
Ms. Adams, okay.
Yes.
And did she summarize in there anything that you relied upon, or?
Not necessarily that I relied upon, but I did review it. It was consistent with what I had gathered during my assessment.
Are these statements being made by, does it include statements being made by someone else or family members?
Family members.
Okay, but you yourself, you didn't interview any of those family members?
No.
So now you administered several measures or tests or scales that test for effort and malingering, correct?
Yes.
Did you measure or test for malingering as far as your mental status exam or your, I'm sorry, first of all, let's start with your diagnostic interview.
The diagnostic interview is really just based on my interview with him as well as substantiation from any of the records.
Okay. And that's when he's reporting to you as the historian of what occurred or what he saw when he was in foster care.
Correct.
Is that right? Okay. So you're relying upon his credibility and his reliability as a historian for that information. Would that be accurate?
Yes, anytime I conduct a clinical interview, I'm relying on the individual that's giving me that information.
Now, Mr. Hernandez asked if you had some limited information from the underlying crimes in this case in general, the investigation of this case. I see on your report you have an indictment in relation to this case.
Correct.
So you know what the charges were against the defendant, correct?
Yes.
And are you now aware of what this jury has convicted him of?
Yes.
Okay. And other than convicting him of attempted second-degree murder on those 3 attempted murder counts, everything else would be the same, and you're aware of exactly what he is now currently being convicted of?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure. Other than the indictment, are you aware of any of the underlying facts of the case?
Only what's been provided of me. To me.
Have you seen, or has it been provided to you, the videos that depict the actual murder itself?
No.
The videos or images that depict the defendant's appearance during the time of the murder?
No.
Are you aware of the very violent nature of the murder and how the murder occurred?
To some degree, I'm aware.
Were you aware of the fact that the defendant and his co-defendants transported multiple weapons to the crime scene and fired multiple weapons simultaneously during this event?
I don't think I was aware of that, no.
Okay. Are you aware of the fact that the defendant was firing a fully automatic weapon?
No, I was not aware.
And it was being fired in fully automatic mode, rapid fire? You're not aware of that?
No.
Or the fact that his co-defendant was standing just feet away from him shooting an AR-15 chambered in 5.56 NATO at a fairly high semi-automatic cyclical rate.
No.
You would agree with me, I'm assuming you have some knowledge of 9mm pistols and AR-15 rifles and the percussion and the sound that they cause when they're fired.
Yes.
And if it's a dark or dimly lit area, or if it's just night and you're in an area that has ambient lighting, it's still going to result in
Overruled, go ahead.
muzzle flashes. You would agree with that? In addition to percussion
Yes.
and burning gunpowder and smoke.
Yes.
Are you aware of the fact that the defendant, after this murder, after leaving the city of Tampa and returning back to Jacksonville, to his home city, that he shortly thereafter drove one of the vehicles used in the murder and fled the state?
No.
And were you aware, or were you given any of the details about the subsequent interview of the defendant that occurred at the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
No.
Now, if a defendant is interviewed, say month and a half of the offense date, and he's being interviewed by the police, is that something that you would want to consider as a neuropsychologist, as far as it goes to the reliability of that person as a historian? Maybe look at them being pressure tested in an interview.
Shout out to everybody coming through, man. Double tap the screen,
In
double
terms
tap
of
the screen,
records,
man.
I'm always open to review any records. The degree to which they're going to impact my opinion, I don't really know until I see them.
Now, those records were not provided to you, correct?
Correct.
All right. And there was no request made by you or your office for those records, right?
Correct.
If the defendant in the interview with detectives who are interviewing him about this case lied to the detectives, would that be something that you would have considered in evaluating the credibility of the defendant as your major historian in this case?
It could be based on what the information was.
And if the defendant lied to the police multiple times and then started changing the lies to comport with evidence he was being confronted with, would that also potentially be significant?
It's hard to say how significant it would be on my opinion, because my opinion is rooted in his mental health condition. So whether that would relate to any mental health issues that I'm exploring during my evaluation, it's just, I can only say maybe.
You would agree with me that the depictions of what occurred, the etiology, am I saying that right? Etiology,
yes.
Etiology of this PTSD that you've diagnosed the defendant with, what he actually saw and experienced is coming directly from the defendant's mouth. You may have some documents where he has told other people something similar. Is that right?
I'm not. What's the question?
Well, let me rephrase. The major source of it is the defendant.
Yes. Anytime I'm conducting an evaluation with a person trying to determine their condition, my primary source is going to be, that individual, their responding, their results, their information, and whatnot.
The defendant, just jumping, I don't mean to jump around, but going back to what he related to you about school, he told you he got good grades, right?
I believe so, yes.
They have one moment.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. I have no further questions.
Okay. Redirect?
No, you're wrong. Thank you.
Okay. May this witness be excused?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Free to go.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Members of the jury, it's a little after, it's 12:05, so we'll go ahead and take our lunch recess. We're going to reconvene today at 1:30. All right, so just remember my previous instructions. Don't talk to anybody about anything related to this case. Don't read, watch, listen to any news or social media posts. See you back here at 1:30.
All rise. All jurors are out there.
Okay, very good. All right, so we come back at 1:30. It's going to be your next doctor, correct? Okay, and then do you have additional witnesses after that?
There's 2 inmates, yes.
Okay. And are they appearing in person or?
I just want to address the court today, and, you know, I'm not here to dispute anything. I'm just here to be a man and take responsibility and express my feelings about what, you know, this whole situation. You know, that's what I plan on doing.
And how do you feel? What?
I feel very remorseful, you know. This is a terrible situation. It's been a traumatic experience. You know.
Let me ask you this. So how old were you when you were arrested?
I was 18 years old.
We heard that you had started some college, obviously probably didn't get very far, right?
Right.
What have you done since you've been in jail? Is there programs? Are there things that you can do there?
So, you know, I've gotten into programs. I've also, you know, I grew up, you know, in church and, you know, in a Christian household. So I refocused my, you know, life to Christ, and, you know, I've taken a lot of religious programs. I've read the Bible from cover to cover. I've tried to, you know, share some word, and, you know, we have prayer circles in the jail and stuff like that. I've led a couple, you know, prayer circles, and I've tried to, you know, kids around my age or, you know, younger, you know, since I'm 20 years old now, when you turn 18, you know, you go to the adult pods and stuff like that. So if I see somebody who I see, you know, has a lot of potential and has a chance to keep them from, you know, basically being able to be corrected at this opportunity and not come back, you know, I try to take them under my wing.
He said he looked like he's gonna
As you
come
see, I
out the
have
closet.
a lot of resources and a lot of family that love
That's
me.
why I told
They
you, bro.
even,
He
you
was
know,
friendly, bro.
ask me like, hey, is there anybody in there who doesn't
That's
have
why I
somebody
was
like that
laughing
who,
at him when
you
he
know,
was
could we send
crying.
them
I
some
said,
money,
man,
like,
this
you know,
nigga look
anything
friendly,
like that. So
dog.
I've tried to, you know, be a vessel for God to pour over my blessings into those around me.
We heard from Bishop Benosta, who said that, you know, in prison that there is opportunities at times to be a mentor, or you do orientations and peer-to-peer things like that. Is that something that you'd be interested in doing?
Of course, you know, I definitely want to, you know, try my
Damn,
absolute
they ain't
best
say
to
would you
course
be
correct anybody
interested in
from
freedom.
falling down a path that they
They
don't have
trying
to
to make
take,
this nigga a
especially the
mentor.
youth. I feel like that's my calling that God
They
has put on
trying to
my
make
heart
this
to,
nigga a
you
mentor
know,
in court, man.
be a mentor to the youth and be a positive influence
Oh shit,
in this
dog.
world.
This shit crazy, dog.
what about those relationships? Like you said, you have a lot of people. Are you able to maintain those relationships now?
Yeah, so I mean, everybody who I maintain a relationship with
Man,
wasn't
they
able
done
to
put a
all be here
fruitcake
today
on the
or even
stand, dog.
testify.
They done put a
But,
fruitcake on the
I
stand.
talk
That
to
boy
them
say guilty.
daily, weekly,
Shout out to y'all
bi-weekly.
coming through, man.
I
Y'all
have
double tap that screen. Let's get
cherish
these likes up, man.
my supporters very deeply, and I want to maintain a relationship with them for the rest of my life.
And I know, we're not going to talk about the case itself, right? But you said that you were taking accountability, you felt remorseful. Tell us what you mean by that and what statement you want to make.
To the victim's family, I want to send my deepest condolences.
Hey, Scott,
And
what's the deal? What's the deal?
I
Hey,
understand that it's
704, you know that
hard
nigga still
losing
crying, bro.
a child,
You
a
know
best
that nigga
friend, a
still
brother,
crying like a
cousin.
motherfucker, nigga.
For that, I just cannot
That boy say he's still
say sorry
crying.
enough. I feel terrible about the situation.
He feel remorseful now.
But I'm a firm believer
That boy feel remorseful
God
now.
can use anything for good that the devil wanted for
Oh
bad.
shit!
And so I am grateful for the people I've
Say
met.
we all
for
run
the
to the
lessons that
prayer
I've
circle,
learned,
huh? Nah, he
or
say he done
just
led us a
this
couple of
experience in
times,
general,
monkey
because
man.
it's one that I'll
We-
never forget. And
He
it's
say he
gonna
done
shape
led
the
us a
rest of my
couple
life.
of times.
Sounds like there's that saying, it's kind of cheesy, but you make
Say he in that
lemon
hot
out of
seat like a
lemonade or
sissy.
whatever.
Nah, facts, bro.
Lemonade out of lemons.
Somehow, I obviously don't make lemonade, but it sounds
Oh,
to me
he
like you
definitely
are
a
going to try
suburban
and
kid. I
make the
told
best
y'all,
of
man.
a
I'm
bad
gonna bring y'all that
situation. Does that
content,
sound about
man.
right?
Breaking
Of
news
course.
and hot
Are
topics
you
and
gonna
new hot
continue to do that?
and new
course, I'm
updates,
gonna
man. You
try
know
to,
what's going down,
know,
man.
continue a humble
Shout out
life,
to everybody coming through, man.
righteous
Shout
life.
out to
Try to do
everybody
the right
coming
things
through.
at all times, and
Will you apprise yourself? We've heard about some, courses and programs and things that you can get involved with to stay busy in prison. Is that something that you plan to do?
yeah. So I,
So he's still getting
hearing
light. Yeah,
Raul's
I ain't
testimony
let
was,
my,
the
it
first
don't matter what he
glimpse
say,
that I
man.
have of, what prison it could be like. I want to stay as busy as possible, stay away from bad apples. I want to keep a job, get into programs, try to get into any vocational things I can do. Try to, keep
Hey,
my
hey,
eyes clean,
Scott, that boy hopped out with that AR.
incentivize things and have visits with my family. And, I just want to
That boy hopped out with that AR, man.
stay out the way. Just want to make everything
You see that nigga turtleneck, man?
peaceful as can be.
Even knowing that you're not getting out of prison, you want to make the best of your stay there?
Of course. I mean, who wouldn't? If
Oh,
you're going to
man.
be somewhere for the rest of your life, why would you make your life a living hell?
Oh, man. Even though
Yeah,
you're not
right,
getting
20.
out of prison.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
May I
man.
have a moment?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness.
Okay. Stay.
Man, I gotta fire my little blunt on that one. Yeah, I gotta fire my little blunt on that
You
one.
would agree with me that Charles Jones was young too, wasn't he?
Relatively young, yes, sir.
26, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what the evidence showed us, correct? You were sitting here watching that, correct? The evidence.
Shout out to that boy Eric Scott, man.
Right there.
Becoming a
And you
winner,
wanna take
man. Shout out to that
accountability
boy Eric
now,
Scott, man.
correct?
Becoming a winner,
You want
man.
to
We
take
live,
accountability
man.
now that this jury has found
We
you
got our
guilty,
first
correct?
member, dog.
Yes, sir.
Shout out
Weeks
to
after
Eric
we went
Scott,
through a
man.
trial. Is that your testimony?
I'm going to sustain the objection.
You indicated this was a traumatic experience. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
That's what you just testified to, correct?
That's what I said.
You heard him get smart. Y'all heard him get smart in the courtroom talking about that, what I said. Boy, you better not be getting smart in there with them people, boy. You about to spend the rest of your... Man, that nigga look like a punk. Man, why that nigga look like a punk, y'all?
We just have one moment, Your Honor. I'm trying to get the all know.
Yes.
That nigga say he in character.
25C. You remember Gino Norris?
Yes, sir.
You remember him?
Hey,
He
I
was
nigga
also really
Waco
young when
say
this
he
happened,
gonna
wasn't
be.
he?
I didn't know how old he was.
Early 20s, 22.
Oh shit,
Would that
dog.
surprise you?
No, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Gino Norris, who's not a gang member, who's Charles Jones'
That's Clay
friend from the
Thompson.
time they're
Damn,
children.
man, who that
Legal
is?
basis.
They got a boy shot up. Y'all see that? They showing pictures in the courtroom,
Come on,
y'all.
counsel.
They showing pictures in the courtroom, man. Who was that? They had somebody laying down right there with some shit in them. But y'all boys he did damage with that AR. Let's not forget, y'all, he had that AR. Yeah, he had that AR. He the one jumped out. I think they gonna bring it up. Watch. I bet watch. They gonna show the video. Mm-hmm. Shout out to YouTube for making this possible, man. Shout out to that boy Eric Scott too, man, for becoming a member, man. We got our first member, man. Yes, sir. We going in over here, man. Breaking news and hot topics, man. New updates too, nigga. Yeah. This nigga ass gone. I can tell you that. Stay, even though you're gonna spend the rest of your life in prison. They letting them know. Hey man, what y'all think they gonna do, man? Y'all think they gonna let these boys live, or they gonna kill them? Man, because I ain't gonna lie to you. If y'all read the comments on Facebook, bro, it's a lot of people that's talking about kill them, bro. I was like, damn, man, that's crazy.
C, Xavier Edwards. 25C, Gino Norris. And you saw the autopsy photos of Charles Jones. My question to you is, after you and your friends inflicted that carnage on June 23rd, and as you were running states 2059C, this is actually you running to shoot them, but when you were running back past that Tesla, were you feeling a lot of trauma at that point?
You say, was you feeling
So
a lot of trauma at that point? Shout out to everybody coming through, man. I see y'all
Were
up
you
here,
remorseful
man.
as you were running back with that
Hey, what'd you
AR-15
say?
in your hands?
Hey, they
Like
gonna
I
get
said,
that.
I
Hey, they gonna
remember
get
that
that labor
night.
up out of them, bro.
Was it traumatic
free
to you
labor.
as you went back to
They
the
gonna
car?
get that free
with
labor, man.
AR-15, was it still smoking? Was it still warm in your hands from firing it?
Oh, no, we don't have
Sustain
to.
the objection.
Were you feeling remorse as you were getting back into the Impala?
Like I said, I just try to focus on today and moving forward.
So the next day,
Oh
that
man, y'all
Impala,
hear
that
this?
was your car. You drove that
Life
around,
for
right?
a
It was your
life.
mom's, but you
Okay,
drove
I
that
hear
car,
you,
correct?
man. I see you,
Yes, sir, it's my
man.
mother's
You
car.
say life for
And
a
that was the
life,
car
man.
you drove from Jacksonville to Tampa in, correct?
Man, it's going down, man. It's going down
working to a
today,
point,
man.
Your Honor.
Okay,
Yeah, man. We didn't create some new shit over here,
So
monkey
this
man.
car, this
Waco.
Impala that you
Hey,
drove
yeah,
from
we got us a whole
Jacksonville to
nother
Tampa
chat going on over here,
with
man.
Mr.
Shout out to
Chance,
everybody
Missy
coming through,
Andrews, the
man.
one
Showing
that you
love,
drove
man.
in
Double tap
tandem
that
with
screen,
with
hit the like
Silver
button.
Cruise, the same car that you utilized to drive the assault team, the shooting team, which you were a part of that night. That
What?
same car that you drove around Tampa in the early morning hours for several hours, tracking, stalking, and hunting Charles Jones and his entourage.
Sustain.
That same Impala, you drove that to Polk County the next day, and you
What?
dropped it at your grandmother's house, right? The same grandmother who came in here last night and testified for you, correct?
Overruled. Go ahead. You can answer that question.
Isn't that correct?
What is the question?
You dropped the Impala, the one that had all of these shooters in it, the one that was utilized in this murder.
Appreciate y'all
That
coming
was such
through,
a
double
vital
tapping that
cog
like
in this
button,
plan.
man. Appreciate
You
y'all
dropped it at
coming
your
through, showing
grandmother's
love,
house
man.
in Auburn,
Y'all gonna
Virginia.
become a member, man. Don't be no
I'm
hater,
here
man.
to
Become a
testify
winner, man.
about
It's a
today.
whole lot of
You can't
winners
answer that
over here,
question, or are
man.
you going to avoid
Shout
it?
out to Eric Scott,
That's
man,
not what I
for
asked what you
becoming
were
a
doing
winner,
here today. I
man.
think we all understand.
I know y'all don't want to be left out, man. Become a
We've
winner,
all-
I'm
man.
asking you
Don't get your
specifically
membership,
about
man.
your remorse. Were you remorseful when you dropped that car off and left it at your grandmother's house in Auburndale?
I did go to my grandmother's house.
Were you feeling remorse when you hugged her and got into the Forerunner and left her with the Impala after you wiped it down?
Sir, I'm just telling you that today I would like to express my remorse to the
I
family and to
understand.
the
I
court.
understand what you're trying to do today. I'm asking you, since you're trying to convince this jury that you're remorseful, were you feeling remorse that next day or later that day?
I don't remember these days in detail, how I was feeling, what I was thinking.
What about
And
later
He
that
shouldn't
night
have
when
got
you
on
went
the
to
stand.
Orlando?
Nah, he wanted
Were
to
you
talk.
feeling remorse when
He
you were out
wanted to
partying
talk,
at
bro.
Club Parlay celebrating what you had done that day?
Yeah, he wanted
that
to
was my
talk.
sister's birthday party.
What did you feel any remorse while you were drinking Don Julio tequila and putting that in your video and throwing gang signs?
I'm here
Did you
to
feel remorse
testify about today, sir. We've all seen the evidence. We've all reviewed everything
Mr.
that you-
Chance, it's not time for you now to make speeches. You've politely answered your counsel's questions. Can you not answer the state's questions? Is there something about my question you don't understand?
I was getting to.
I'm sorry,
to,
Mr. Gathright, I called you Mr. Chance. Excuse me.
I was getting to my answer. Like I said, I've seen all the evidence.
We've all seen all the evidence.
Yes, sir. That's true.
And after all that evidence came in and this jury based their true verdict on that, convicting you, now you're taking accountability?
I'm gonna
Is that correct?
sustain the objection. I think the question on the table was remorse about,
It
okay?
is, Your Honor.
You just need to answer that question.
So I'm going to ask you very specifically, okay? So try to focus with a laser beam.
Appreciate
here,
y'all
Mr.
coming
Gathright.
through, double tapping that screen,
Were
man,
you
hitting that
feeling
like
remorse
button.
when you were in Club Parlay in Orlando drinking Don Julio? Were you feeling remorse for what you did earlier that day?
I don't remember how I was feeling or what I was thinking.
Were you feeling remorse when you got pulled over in the Forerunner a couple of days later by the police?
I don't remember. I was nervous. I mean, I had never been involved in any
Were you
police
feeling
matter.
remorse when you were unloading the Impala and putting all of that evidence into the Forerunner? Did you feel remorse?
Sir, I told you I don't remember how I was feeling or what I was thinking in those days.
Mr. Gathright,
You lying
have
still,
led,
boy. You
would
lying,
agree
boy.
with
They
me,
about to
an
give you the death
extremely
penalty, boy.
privileged life.
That boy
haven't
up
you?
there lying.
Yes, sir.
You would agree with
That
that.
boy up there lying.
You've had a loving mother, correct?
Yes, sir.
A loving sister, correct?
Yes, sir.
I got
You've
my
had
bet.
two
Somebody want to
wonderful
bet?
grandmothers,
I got
correct?
$10.
Yes, sir.
I
You
got
would agree with
$10.
me,
They
right?
give two of
Couldn't
them. They
deny
give
that.
all
One
of them
of
the death
which
penalty. Yeah, I want to
Probably,
bet
I'm
10.
assuming,
I want to bet my 10 on
sacrificed
4. I
and
got a
paid for
4
you to go
pick.
to that private
They
school,
give
that
all
preparatory
4
school,
of them the
correct?
death penalty.
Um,
Who
it
got
wasn't
10?
paid.
I
It
got
was a
10
magnet
on it,
program,
dog.
so I had to apply, and there was a lottery system.
I got 10 on it.
It was a
Fuck it.
lottery system. Okay, so it was a magnet.
Let's
Yes,
go and
sir.
start
All
the
right.
bets.
She supported you going there, did she not?
Everybody did.
Gave
Yes, sir.
you open use of her house, welcomed you, treated you, and parented you basically, didn't she?
Yes, sir.
Took care of you when your parents were deployed, correct?
Yes, sir. At the time, I was living with my grandmother. Both of my parents had been either retired or out of the military. I was just living there more so. I needed a change of scenery, and my relationship with my father wasn't sustainable.
Okay. This is when you're in Oxford with your grandmother.
Yes, sir.
The nice lady we saw earlier came in here.
Yes, sir.
The one that has supported you and spoke so lovingly about you, correct?
Yes, sir.
And so you went to this preparatory school, and whether you got in there through a lottery or not, you would agree with me, not everybody gets to go to a school like that, correct?
The lottery school the magnet school I went to was in middle school when I was living in Jacksonville. The school I went to in Oxford, it was just a public high school.
A public high school.
Yes,
Okay, my mistake. So you went to that preparatory school in Jacksonville.
Yes, sir.
But again, that school was not something that every kid gets to go to, right?
Oh, sir.
Not every kid gets to have a counselor and a role model like Mr. Edwards, correct?
No, sir. I was very blessed.
And not many children get to fly in planes with their stepfather, correct?
Yeah,
No,
he
sir.
grew up, man.
And
He
fly
grew up in
around
the
Asia
suburbs.
and get to see islands off the coast of Okinawa,
His
correct?
mama was in
No,
the
sir. Yes, sir.
army.
Very
This
blessed.
nigga grew up in the
You are very blessed,
suburbs.
aren't you?
Yes, sir.
And not every kid gets to go to Scotland, right?
No, sir.
Or Ireland,
No, sir.
or Paris,
No, sir.
or London,
No, sir.
or Spain,
No, sir.
Cape Town, or Johannesburg, or both in South Africa.
Cape Town.
Cape Town, beautiful city, right? You got to go experience that when you were growing up, correct?
I did.
Because you had such loving people around you supporting you, correct?
Yes, sir.
In fact, your grandmother went with you on that trip, did she not? Or not on that one, but on the
To
ones to
several
Europe,
trips.
correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And we heard you got to meet up with your sister in one of those trips, correct?
I did. I had the privilege.
So you always had someone there taking care of you, and you always had good, strong male role models, including people at your grandmother's church and your stepfather, Mr. Harrington, correct?
I had male role models in my life growing up. But in my more formative years, more so 16 to 18, I did not have a relationship with my father. And the male role models that came and testified, they were present, but not intimately as whenever I was younger, maybe middle school years. But when I turned around 16 to 18, it was the females that
Yeah,
actually
he finna cry every day in the cell.
that caregiving and nurturing
Damn,
relationship
so how
with
he
me,
get
but-
Thank you
jumped
for
up
clarifying
in
that. I
this.
appreciate it.
Yes.
So,
Man, they
Towards-
just
towards
called
the
him up, bro. They
more
called
recent
him
years,
up because he had the car.
didn't have
He was
that
the nigga with
one-on-one
the car, bro.
very close relationship with
Only reason he in this, bro,
those male
because
role
he
models
was
in
the
my
nigga
life.
with the car,
You heard
bro.
my stepfather say, after the divorce,
Yeah, he was the
I
nigga with
did
the
hear
car,
that,
man.
Mr. Chance. Let me stop you,
Mr.
okay,
Cathcart.
and go back to my question. I'm sorry.
Mr. Cathcart.
I'm sorry. I keep calling you that, Mr. Daffy. Let me go
Hey, how
back
you doing?
to
What's the
what you
deal?
said
What's the
earlier.
deal? I see you up
Between
in here.
16
How
and
you
18,
doing?
you didn't have a male role model?
We
Is that
live
what you're
right
telling me,
now,
Jerry?
man.
I'm not
Watching
saying I
this
didn't have
Pooh
any
Shiesty.
male role models, but
Yeah, we watching this
day
Pooh
to day,
Shiesty.
young men need strong.
That's not what I
influence.
asked. I asked if you had a male role model between 16
Y'all
and
got
18.
them chats going down, man.
I
Shout
had
out to everybody
a
coming through,
figure
man.
that I could go to, but not intimately.
Mr. Edwards, right?
Yes, sir.
He had stayed in contact with you even when you
Nah,
graduated into high school,
He
correct?
jumped out too.
Yes, sir.
Hell nah, he
We
jumped out too.
definitely
He was
maintained a
the
relationship,
driver.
but
He
And
jumped
he
out,
seemed to be pretty
and he
enthusiastic
got rid
about
of
that,
the
right?
shit. You
Yes,
know
sir.
what I'm telling
You
you?
went on
He
a
jumped
cruise
out
with him
and
at
shot
some point,
too. He
didn't
had
you?
an AR.
yeah, when I was younger,
He was the
we had a
driver
very close
and he
relationship.
And
jumped
then
out
from what you're saying, if I understand
and
it right,
dropped
the
everybody off
females,
and
I'm
got
assuming
rid
you're
of all
talking
the
about your
shit.
grandmothers and your mom
Yeah, he had a lot to do
stepped
with it,
into the
nigga.
gap?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was grandmothers,
I'm
mother,
bullshit you
sister.
not. Y'all double
So,
tap that
let me
screen.
ask
Let's
you,
get the lights
if I
up,
got
man.
this right, when you were being brought up, and you were being brought up by a mother who was enlisted or an officer in the military, an officer, wasn't she?
I don't know exactly what her rank is. I know she was a
He
sergeant.
say he should
But
have
in the Marine
told.
Corps.
Yes,
He
sir.
did tell.
And
Everybody
then you
told,
had a
nigga.
stepfather
Everybody
who was in
told
the
on
Air Force,
themselves.
right?
Yeah, he was.
From the time you were 3 all the way up to when they divorced in 2020.
Yes, sir.
All right. They taught you right from wrong, correct?
Yes, sir.
And we
Of
heard
course.
that from your
Yes, sir.
grandmother,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yeah. Of course. Yes, sir.
Miss Lyle. She told us the same thing.
Right.
They brought you up in the church. They taught you about the 10 Commandments. They taught you about right from wrong. Did they not?
They did.
All right. And they were excellent role models.
It's over
about
with
living
for 'em, man.
Living your life in a
Yeah, it's
disciplined,
over with like a
honest,
motherfucker,
and
man.
right
You
way,
goddamn
correct?
right.
And being law
His
abiding,
ass is
correct?
done.
They really didn't have to worry
His
about
ass
me,
is
you know.
grass.
Well, let me just answer my question. Would you agree with what I'm telling you?
Okay.
That they were excellent role models of
Yes.
how to live a moral life?
Yes, sir. They definitely instilled the foundation.
May I have one moment, Your Honor? I have nothing else, Your Honor.
Okay, redirect.
He said, man, I have one moment. I know you do want one moment, goddamn. They have
Mr. Gaffney,
one in the
despite
courtroom.
living, I think I did that. Despite having what you called a blessed upbringing, you still find yourself here today, right?
Unfortunately,
Where you had lived, we heard about Mississippi, and was Jacksonville different than where you had lived previously?
Jacksonville was unlike any other city that I've lived in or visited or any other country. The cultures, the neighborhoods, the people, it's completely different.
And how old were you when you kind of started experiencing that culture shock?
So when I moved to Jacksonville, I was about 9 or 10 years old. You know, I didn't really know much about what the streets were, quote unquote, the streets were. It was more whenever I got to high school and I wanted
boy
to
say he didn't know what the
leave the
streets
magnet school
was.
that I was at. I wanted
You
to
know
be at
about
the
them
neighborhood
streets
school
in
to be around
Jacksonville,
the
nigga.
people I
Stop
grew up with.
lying,
'Cause
boy.
at the magnet school, just 30, 45 minutes away. I, you know, didn't really know anybody. I wasn't as close as the people who I grew up with. So around high school, that's when I started hearing about, you know, and seeing, you know, the different things like, you know, the drugs and people dying and, you know, stuff like that. And then I was caught completely off guard, but I was curious, like, what is this? You know, I'm listening to the music. Like, I was just like caught off guard. Like, I'd never experienced something like that, especially living in Japan and, you know, living in different states around the world. I mean, or in the country, it didn't have what Jacksonville had.
And we've heard from a lot of people that knew you, and I think it's been a pretty consistent theme that you were mature and, you know, smart and interested in things. But you were still what? How old around that time?
I was 14, 15, you know, definitely would consider myself to be smart and, you know, mature for my age, but
Still curious?
I was still a young boy, you know. I still am a young man.
You think you were kind of impressionable?
I would
He said still
characterize myself
curious.
as, you know, at times being naive, gullible, impressionable.
It's a hood in every city. He say still curious.
And so despite that upbringing,
Man, these white
you-
people funny like a motherfucker.
I know
Dog.
yourself, you know, you're in a different culture now, but you still want to be as successful as you can.
Yeah, so being in the jail, you know, I'm by myself, especially in a city so far away. I don't know anybody, so I took this time to focus back in on myself and just get back to the basics, you know, what I know, you know, and without anybody being in my ear or influencing me. You know, I've cut out the noise. You know, there's not many distractions in jail. You know, it's the same thing every day. So I started to work out and, you know, programs, try to educate myself more, plan, you know, stuff like that. I actually, everybody asked God for things,
shit.
you know, what we want God to do for us. But a lot of the times we don't ask what God
Man,
wants
it's
from
going
us.
down like a
And so I've
motherfucker, man.
asked God that question, you know, what do you want from me? You know, I'm asking all these things from you. What do you want from me?
Oh,
And he told me
shit.
that.
What he
he's
told you,
calling me,
nigga?
like, I feel like my calling, or what he told me, was to be there for the youth, serve the youth.
Man, if you gonna get your bullshit ass on somewhere. Boy, you a goddamn lie, boy.
The streets are not.
Man, this nigga sitting up here lying like a motherfucker in the courtroom in front of these white people.
Church
Now,
and grandmas and
God ain't tell you no shit like that, nigga.
And you feel that that's your calling?
Oh, goddamn.
Yes, I want.
Objection.
Oh, shit.
Well, I think it's more asked and answered, but you can go ahead and answer. Just yes or no. Just answer yes or no.
Oh, what was-
That's your calling.
What you
That's
were
probably
describing.
what
Yes,
God
yes,
told
I
him. That
do.
probably was his calling. Yeah, you right. That probably was his
I
calling
would like
right
to-
there. That's
Oh,
probably what
no,
God
I'm
called
sorry.
him to be.
You just gotta wait for a question, okay, Mr. Gathright?
Yes, ma'am.
No further questions.
Okay, very
Oh,
good.
shoot.
All right, members of the jury, I'm gonna have you step in just 2 minutes quick, and then we will return.
Hell nah, what y'all mean return, goddammit?
You'll see the next set of videos coming from the following day. After these conspirators have gone back there and got some rest, And now they're preparing to leave to go back to Jacksonville, mission accomplished. And this is when you will see them getting sloppy. You will see Mr. Chance appear on this video. You will see Mr. Davion Murphy appear on the video. And you'll see Mr. Gathright appearing on the video. This is when they first arrive on Saturday. This is the next day. The neighbor next to them is apparently moving in the unit next to them. That has nothing to do with them. Mr. Chance, and you can see over his shoulder right there, that is an Uber driver that has shown up to take Mr. Chance, and Miss Andrews, and Rashad Murphy back to Jacksonville. They travel back in an Uber. You'll hear testimony from the Uber driver that he picked up 3 people and drove them to Jacksonville, dropping them back at Sean Gathwright's residence. There goes Davion Murphy coming from the other side, from the back side. There's Mr. Davion Murphy. There's Mr. Gathright walking out with bags. Mr. Chance.
Yeah, these boys are fucked up, boy. Yeah.
Just before leaving. And Mr. Gathright. Getting the code from Mr. Chance to get back in. Now, you'll see Mr. Gathright go to the side. He'll leave in the Impala by himself. Davion Murphy.
Correct.
They had obtained this vehicle.
Correct.
At 227, does that vehicle park into the occupant's exit?
Yes.
And at 228, what is it that we're seeing here on the left of the screen?
What we're seeing on the left of the screen is the 2 occupants of the Silver Cruise walk through the parking lot on foot towards the area of the front door of the Clinton Teasers Club.
Are you able to show us where at 228 on the image to the right of 41A?
You say the dumbest criminals in the world. Y'all about to
Yes,
see it right here.
Right.
Here go the whole thing
Yes,
right
you
here,
can see
y'all.
standing next to us.
If y'all want to see all the
So,
evidence,
on the
what
right,
they
we
did
see
and
the
everything.
Zone right here with the red.
At some point, does he stay outside for a minute or two before actually entering the club?
Yes.
And at 229, what are we seeing?
Now we're
Boy,
seeing the occupants
say
of
hi
the
to
Silver
Kodak
Cruise
Black for
walking
me.
back towards the
Yeah, I'm
Silver
gonna
Cruise
tell
on
Kodak Black.
on the
You
rear
said,
camera
"What's
there.
up, bro?"
From the
You know what I'm
camera
saying?
angle on the right, is that Mr. Jones entering?
Yes, Mr. Jones is about to enter the club.
Did you have an opportunity to observe the club location, a map of the club location, and the footage in its entirety?
Yes.
Were you able to determine the point at which Miss Andrews and Mr. Chance actually walked to before returning to the vehicle?
I'm sorry, what's the question?
Could you
Y'all
see
double
where
tap
they
the
stopped
screen. Let's
before
get them
coming in the
likes
front
up.
door?
Y'all double tap
They
the screen. Let's
stopped
get
just
them likes
out of
up.
view of one camera, but it would have been in the area of this camera near that speed limit sign at the right there.
And were they captured on this camera here?
No,
I'm showing you a depiction of 39, but with only the movement that you previously testified to of Isaiah Chance or Alicia Andrews. And is that what's depicted in blue?
yeah, so the blue box is the Silver Cruise, and then the blue dots would kind of resemble the path that the 2 occupants took, and then they come just off of view in what is essentially the southwest corner of Teasers, which would have been directly in line with the front door of Teasers at the southeast of the building.
And is Charles Jones's vehicle that was backed into a spot also depicted right at the front door there?
Correct, that's designated by this green box right here.
Based on the review of the footage, could you see at any point Mr. Chance or Miss Andrews entering the frame of the video camera that covered the door?
Yeah, Alicia and Isaiah never go anywhere near the front door.
In 125 was the account of the individual Mizzle or Mr. Taylor posting as well throughout their time inside of the Teasers nightclub.
Yes.
And based on the information that was obtained from that account, was it consistent with the same time that victim Charles Jones was located at that Teasers club?
Correct.
while still inside of the club, while the victim and the entourage are still inside of the club, are there still messages or communications between the Andrews device and Mr. Gathride's device?
Correct. So from Sean Gaithwright's iCloud download, we were able to see that Alicia Andrews' device at 2:31 a.m. sends a message to Sean Gaithwright's device saying, "N-word, pick up the fucking phone."
Is that message sent or attempted to send twice?
Yeah, it's the same. It's actually not the exact same. We can see OH and PH. So, but the same message is being delivered twice. One at 02:31:19 and one at 02:31:24.
What was the significance of the teaser's footage? Was it related to
Boy,
the messages that were
goddamn.
sent and who actually possessed the phone?
Specifically, we can see from the video that Isaiah Chance had taken Alicia Andrews' phone to use during this time period.
In 71D,
Facts, they
did the
did, bro.
CDR or the call
goddamn
detail
right they
records that
did,
you
bro.
got actually support the communications between those two devices beyond the text messaging?
Yes, so from the call detail records, we can see that Alicia Andrews' device is placing a call outgoing at 2:31:54, 2:32:07, and those calls did not connect. And then we see the messages, pick up the phone, pick up the phone.
Did you capture Charles Jones exiting the club at around 2:54 a.m.?
Correct.
And did you capture on the back camera the black Impala arriving to the club?
Yes.
By this point at 2:54, 2:55, had the silver Chevy Cruze left the parking lot of Teasers?
Yes, the Silver Cruise left around 2:31, went down towards Hillsborough, and then started working its way back up.
And is that what the cell site information told you?
Correct.
Looking first at 2:55, is this the time frame at which you see the Chevy Impala arrive?
Yes.
And after the Chevy Impala arrives there on video, is there a still in the returns from Alicia Andrews' device depicting a map or a screenshot that was taken on that device of a map?
Yeah, so from Alicia Andrews' iCloud, we actually see a screenshot that was saved, and that screenshot has the time at the top left listed at 2:58, and it appears to be map directions going back towards Castle Street. Castle Street is this side street that Teaser sits on.
And at 2:58 a.m., is that a few minutes or 3 minutes after what we've just seen as the black Impala arriving at that Teaser's location?
Correct.
Is this map or still shot of a map consistent with the device going back to Teasers?
With the cell location data, yes, correct.
And is what's depicted on the device, specifically around the time itself, consistent with the user being on the telephone or on the phone at the time?
Correct. The green, you can tell by the green at the top left that he's on the phone.
The fact that the time is in green?
Yes, correct.
Did Mr. Charles Jones, after leaving Teasers, post his next location to Instagram?
Yes.
How did he first go about posting his location?
He posts two posts. The first one at 3:28 is him and his entourage coming up the stairs of Truth 18. And then the one after that is an actual flyer with the Truth 18 name and address on it.
At the time that he came up the stairs, had he actually posted on his Instagram account the location of Truth 18 or an address or any kind of information about Truth 18?
Not yet.
In 95A, what's depicted here at 3:30 a.m., so 2 minutes after that coming up the stairs post, was there a flyer posted to Charles Jones' Instagram?
Yes.
Had this flyer been posted as a poster in the stories depicting the address or the name of club number 2, Truth 18 yet?
Prior to 3:30 a.m., there is no post about Truth 18 or the address.
Did the post that was on Charles Jones' stories here depict the address?
Yes, to Truth 18, 4819 East Bush Boulevard.
Were you able to review the LPR or license plate reader images or returns from around Truth 18 to determine whether the silver Chevy Cruze or the black Impala were in the area at that time?
So after 3:30, the silver Chevy Cruze and the black Chevy Impala hit an LPR eastbound on Hillsborough at 15th, and then they go north on 40th towards Truth.
Showing you now states 82 and 46. Please describe for us what was being depicted in these two images.
So what we can see here on the left is the black Chevy Impala, at this time being occupied by Sean Gaithright, Davion Murphy, and Rashad Murphy, hitting at Hillsborough and 15th at 3:41 a.m. And then within 60 seconds, the Silver Cruise that at this time is being occupied by Isaiah Chance and Andrews, hitting at that same plate reader in the same direction.
Do these captures come 11 minutes or approximately 11 minutes after the story with the flyer from Julio Folio's Instagram account?
Yes, this is approximately 11 minutes after Mr. Jones posts the address to Truth 18.
And the intersection itself, East Hillsborough Avenue and 15th Street, is it consistent with heading towards the Truth 18 location?
Yes,
Were you able to confirm both the silver Chevy Cruze and the black Chevy Impala in the area of the Truth 18 Club thereafter?
yes,
That's between 4:03 and 4:05 a.m. Were you able to retrieve footage from the parking lot of the Truth 18?
yes,
State's exhibit number 44. Is this the footage that you obtained from that parking lot?
correct.
Were there surrounding cameras as well from the parking lots across the street?
Yes,
The two individuals at the top of the screen, are those the individuals that you had previously described dressed in the same manner as having been in the parking lot of the first club teasers?
correct.
Did you review all of the camera angles from this location?
Yes.
Did these individuals go up the stairs to the Truth 18 Club?
No, they do not.
Boy, these niggas cook. Shout out to
Walking
everybody
back across
coming
the
through,
top of the
man.
camera
Double
to
double
the
tap
right
the
of the
screen.
screen
Let's
that
get
we're
them
looking
lights
at
up,
now.
y'all.
Is there a camera on the east side of these buildings that actually depicts where these individuals went?
No.
From 4:05 a.m., are these stills from that same footage or from the building itself?
Yes.
Are you able to identify
Cross,
Armani Turner's
what's the
vehicle
deal? What's the
or
deal, G?
Taiffa
What's
McRae's
going
vehicle
down
from this
with you,
still
homie?
image?
Yes, on the image on the left, you can see Armani Turner's gray Hyundai Sonata in the top left, just to the left of the two subjects. And then on the bottom of the image, you can see Taiffa McRae's black Altima.
What, if anything, in reviewing the video footage became relevant to you 4 minutes later at 4:09 a.m.?
Yeah, so from Alicia Andrews' iCloud extraction, we saw a screenshot that appeared to be an image of Truth 18
Yes,
from the
sir.
exterior. And we can see in that
Little
image a
bit
gentleman
red
walking through the parking
cartoon.
lot. So I
Goddamn
went back
right.
through the
You
video
know
and
we
found that
tapping
same
in.
gentleman coming out to get an idea of when that image was captured.
Was there something distinctive about the gentleman's clothing that helped you to make an identification about when the photo was taken?
Yes, he's wearing a very light whitewash
Shout out to
jeans
Dewberry
and then looks like a
Cartoon,
black
man.
shirt with some
New
bold yellow
interviews
coming down the
dropping
middle of his
soon, man.
And was there time and date stamp data included with Alicia Andrews' return that put the image that was captured in 75C2 on her device at 4:10 a.m. or 1 minute later?
But I didn't get the time from the download. I got the time by cross-referencing it to the video.
Were you able ultimately, with the download information or the data that comes from the photo, to confirm the time as well?
Yes.
But in your investigation, you did this search first to find the individual walking through the parking lot.
Yeah, we can see the same individual from the video footage that came down the stairs now on the screen of the image captured from Alicia Andrews' device.
Now, what are we looking at on the actual image captured from her device?
So on the right of the screen here, what we're looking at is actually the camera, the iPhone camera app open up. So as if you're about to take a picture and then a screenshot taken. So the device didn't actually take a picture. The camera was open, the app was open. It was pointing in the direction of Truth 18 and then a screenshot was taken in order to capture that image.
And this is at 4:10 or approximately 4:10 a.m.
Correct.
Between 4:10 a.m. and 4:15 a.m., do you have footage or were you able to view footage of Charles Jones' entourage actually leaving Truth 18?
Yes.
And showing you states 44, is this when Charles Jones is actually coming out of the building?
Correct.
Also depicted are there Xavier Edwards?
Yes.
How about Robert Howard?
Yes.
How about Mizzle, the individual present at the first B&B and then the second club?
Yes.
In states 44 at 4:18 a.m., were you able to capture a separate angle of the downstairs of Truth 18?
Yes, correct.
And what was of significance at the 4:18 timeframe?
So this time period is during the period that the victim and his entourage
Yeah,
are
the
loading into
female,
their vehicles,
man.
getting ready to leave Truth
What a
18 to
goddamn
head towards
female that,
Homes to
man.
Suites. And what we can see in this
I think
image
she
in
go
the
to
top
court
center of
sometime
the
this
yellow
week.
circle there is actually Sean Gaithwright's Black Impala.
Shout out to
staged
Kraus
across
with the
street
super
within
chat,
line of
man.
view of the
Appreciate you,
victim's
homie.
location.
Appreciate
Were
you,
you
man.
able to track on the other camera angles? I know that you provided us a composite from these cameras. Were you
Yes.
able to track on the other camera angles the black Chevy Impala leaving the Enterprise parking lot?
Yes.
And what?
Top center of the yellow circle there.
Okay. I don't know where the feedback was coming from, but okay, go ahead.
And were you able to track it from the Enterprise parking lot across the street to the Cash America side alley or the side street?
Correct.
And were you able to capture it on those cameras as well?
Yes.
And were those included in your summary exhibit for the camera angles from Truth 18?
Yes, correct.
Were the cell phone information data that you did have and for the Black Impala occupants and the cell phone information data for the Chevy Cruze occupants also pinging to this location?
Yes, correct.
In states 44, your composite here, could you just explain to us what's happening across the street in the Enterprise parking lot, please?
Yeah, top left of the screen in the Enterprise parking lot, we see Sean Gaithwright's Black Impala backing out of a parking spot. And then it's going to drive north through the intersection on Hialeah.
And at this time, in your summary, are the entourage exiting the club and entering their vehicles?
Correct.
Does the entourage immediately leave the club?
No, they loitered in the parking lot area for a couple minutes.
And in 44, were you actually able to see on this camera angle or the Truth 18 cameras that were returned, the rear taillights on the top of the screen up here?
Yes.
And are you able to see the Chevy Impala headlights come back into frame up this roadway here after a U-turn?
Yeah. So at this point in the image, both the Silver Cruise, the bottom wheelbase of it, and the taillights are visible at the very top center. And then we can see the Black Impala at the top right here at the stop bar.
And do you see the white pants, black top individual walking across the street?
Yeah, he
here?
just walked past the Cruise to the left.
Does the black Chevy Impala then remain here for several minutes?
Yes.
Is this an accurate depiction of the movement of the black Chevy Impala in relation to the Truth 18 in 42?
Yes.
And at this time, based on the amount of time and the distance to the Home to Suites Hotel, are the occupants of the black Chevy Impala, based on your investigation, depicted?
Yes.
Who are they?
Sean Gaithright, Rashad Murphy, and Davion Murphy.
Based on the Chevy Impala parked across the street there, is the blue box in this image a fair and accurate depiction? I'm sorry, not the Chevy Impala, the Chevy Cruze. Is the blue box a depiction fairly and accurately of where the Chevy Cruze had been parked at this time that we saw in the video?
Correct. So the blue box is where the silver Chevy Cruze was parked.
And the black box, the Chevy Impala.
The black Chevy Impala, correct.
How about the green boxes just outside of the Truth 18?
Those are the victim's Dodge Charger, Armani Turner's Hyundai Sonata, and Tafa McRae's Black Altima.
From the camera angle that we have, which vehicle is parked opposite of the others?
Armani Turner's gray Hyundai Sonata.
Which vehicle is parked directly under the camera angle?
Tafa McRae's black Nissan Altima.
And which vehicle is parked just to the right there at the stairs?
Mr. Jones' black Dodge Charger.
By the time that they actually leave, were all of the vehicles leaving together?
Yes.
Showing you now the higher side on 149 of the camera angle at 420. Was that black Chevy Impala still there?
Yes.
Is that depicted in the composite exhibit of 44 that we've already seen for the video?
Yes.
And did that black Chevy Impala remain there until the entourage starts to leave the parking lot of Truth 18?
When the entourage starts to go mobile, the black Chevy Impala darts across the intersection southbound.
I'm just going to fast forward the video composite
Sure.
for you if we can here. Are you able to see the people who had previously identified themselves in these images as Robert Howard, Armani Turner, and Adoja Randolph?
Correct.
Is this black Nissan Altima that which you had described as Mr. McRae's vehicle?
Yes.
And is this the in the parking lot activity that you described for a couple of minutes?
Correct.
Is the vehicle that is coming across here the black Chevy Impala you've just described?
Yes.
If I speed forward, do you see that black Chevy Impala come back to the stop sign?
Yeah, it made a U-turn and now it's facing southbound. You can see the headlights of it at the stop bar in the top right.
And between 417 and 421, are you able to monitor whether that vehicle leaves that position?
It stays there.
Just going to speed forward if I can, and then I'll give you a timestamp. Do you then have an opportunity to see the vehicles associated to the entourage then start to move out of those parking spaces?
Yes, Tafa McRae's Altima goes out first, eastbound through the parking lot towards Hialeah.
And do you ultimately see or capture the victim vehicle of the Charger heading out as well?
Correct. The Charger and then Armani Turner Sonata, all three going east through the parking lot towards Hialeah.
That is between 417 and 421 a.m., is that correct?
Correct.
By 4:25 a.m., are there exchanges between Sean Gathraight's device and Alicia Andrews' device again?
Yes, so at 4:25 a.m., Alicia Andrews' device again sends a live location and starts sharing a location with Sean Gathraight's device.
Are you able to capture the path of travel to the homes and suites on some of the pole cameras on the route?
Yes.
Are you able to capture the black Dodge Charger on the pole cameras?
Yes.
The other vehicles associated to the entourage?
Yes.
And are you ultimately able to capture both the Impala and the Chevy Cruze at some point on the pole cameras?
Correct.
From 425 at the sharing location to 427, is there an update on the home to suites camera that's already been admitted as 22B?
Yes.
What happens at 427?
This is when the victim and his entourage are arriving and parking in front of the hotel.
Are you familiar enough with the area to know where the intersection is that the pole camera captures this Dodge Charger and the Cruze arriving after it?
Yes. So from this image, it would be towards your top left, off to the left.
Have you been to this location?
Yes.
From that intersection, are you able to see this location?
No.
Are you able to see the entryway?
You can see the entryway to the parking lot. You can't see the entry to the front door.
At 428, 1 minute later, can you describe for us why it is that at 427 the entourage is driving through and then at 428 the entourage is parking?
They did a little bit of driving around, specifically Tafa McRae's vehicle seems to go around the parking lot a little bit, and then they readjust under the canopy there.
Are there more than one hotel entrances and awnings in this parking lot alone? Like, are there multiple hotels
Yes.
and separate parking lots, but they're all connected?
Correct.
At some point, does Charles Jones actually exit the vehicle and go inside of the hotel?
Yes, he does.
Is that at 4:30 a.m.?
Yes.
Are you able to capture on a camera at the back parking lot the black Chevy Impala actually arriving to the Home to Suites lot?
Yes.
22A.
It's the black Impala arriving at 4:34.
Are there several camera angles of that black Chevy Impala arriving to the parking lot?
Yes.
And are you able to also identify the silver Chevy Cruze as arriving as well?
Approximately 3 minutes later.
At 4:37, does that silver Cruze pass the victim and his entourage?
Yes.
And so what side of the vehicle would the entourage and the victim be on as this Cruze passes them for the first time?
On the passenger side of the silver Cruze.
So coming into the Home to Suites the same direction that Charles Jones and the entourage came in.
Correct.
And then ultimately, do you see this silver Chevy Cruze interact in some way or come into contact with that black Impala?
Yeah, they travel in tandem in front of the Tesla on the west side of the vehicle. The black Impala parks and the Cruze makes a U-turn to come back out.
Looking first to the Black Impala from your state's 22, is this the Black Impala as it arrived and came up to that corner?
Yes, this is as it arrives on the west side of the building. So I had driven through the whole parking lot, and now it's on the west side, making a kind of a 3-point U-turn here.
Had the Black Impala actually continued driving forward in the path of travel and turned left, how would it have been positioned against the victim's entourage?
If this Black Impala continues to the left and doesn't make this U-turn, it would come directly in the line of sight of where the victim was facing and parked under the overhang.
Now, when we look at this video from the Impala after it makes the U-turn, does it actually go any further than just on the other side of this white van, at least at first?
It stops to wait here for a bit.
Are you able to identify light here from the headlights of that vehicle?
Correct.
At 3:37 and 26 seconds, are you able to see additional activity on this camera related to the Impala on the other side of the van?
Yes, the Silver Cruise arriving behind the Impala, and the Impala starts moving as the Silver Cruise arrives.
Does the Impala ultimately park at the top of our screen?
Yes, the top center of the screen above the van, below the pillar, we can see the tail lights and the back Impala backing into a parking spot.
Now, what about down here? Was there anything of relevance that we were able to get from the Tesla camera from the Cruise?
Yeah, the Cruise is making a 3-point U-turn to come back towards the victim.
And is this the silver car that just made a U-turn?
Yes.
Now, if that silver car turns left, do they come into contact with the victim and his entourage?
They're going to pass the victim for a second time. This time, the victim's going to be on the driver's side of the Cruise.
So this is 4:37:26, and then at 4:38:05, has that U-turn been completed by the Silver Chevy Cruise, and it is now going towards the exit?
Correct.
Before that Silver Chevy Cruise exits the parking lot, is it at that stop
Yes.
bar for the exit of the Home to Suites?
Yeah, with the tail lights engaged, yes.
Did you document when it actually exited?
Yes.
And at this time, was the Impala fully parked?
Yes.
I apologize. Let's start here. Sorry about that. Were you able to document the occupants of the vehicle actually exiting the vehicle on the Tesla cam?
Yes.
Is that at 4:38:36?
Correct.
And the Cruise departure at 4:38:05 would have just been maybe 30 or so seconds before that.
Correct.
The individual at the back of the Tesla, so the back Tesla cameras, is that what's being depicted here in 59 on the right of shooter number 3, as you previously identified?
Correct. So the image on the right is from the driver's side rear view mirror pointing backwards towards the fence line. And so this shooter would be traveling along the rear of the Tesla along the fence line. Yes.
And were you able to document those individuals actually exiting the vehicle by zooming that video in?
Yes. When you focus in and zoom in, you can see that the 3 occupants come from the exact vicinity of where that Black Impala backed into.
Now, the one individual along the fence line, is that what's depicted by the circle in the image underneath it?
Correct. So the image bottom left is the circle in the top left.
And the right of the screen and the individuals depicted down here.
Correct.
This is Home to Suites footage, but utilizing the Tesla images as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Does the shooting then ultimately start after those individuals had exited the Impala and come towards where the victim was located?
Yes.
Is that what's here in this little clip? So if we look at the top of the screen, behind the Tesla up here, are you able to tell me if that's the individual that you referenced before as going behind the Tesla?
Yes. So you can see in this clip the third shooter there along the fence line on the north going towards the left. Once he gets off view here, it's going to be directly in front of line of sight of the victim, and then the shooting begins.
And can you tell me the same about the top right of the image here and the exit of the vehicle of 2 individuals?
Yes. So the shooter number 1 and shooter number 2, top right here in between the top of the van and the pillar, you can see them coming from the Impala and crossing the front of the Tesla headed towards the victim.
Now, were you able to take still images at 4:38:57 as the shooting begins in front of the victim vehicle?
Yes.
And is that what's depicted here?
Yes, so on the left side of the screen, we see shooter number 1 coming into view of this camera, starting to raise his pistol. And then on the right side of the screen, we can see that same shooter now having the pistol leveled off towards the victim's vehicle, in front of the victim's vehicle, and the muzzle flash of that pistol coinciding with the first impact strike on the windshield of the victim's vehicle.
Is the impact strike documented here on the black Charger in the center of the windshield?
Correct.
In this camera angle from 139 between 4:38 a.m. and 4:39 a.m., are these images of another shooter?
Yes, so on the left side of the screen, we see shooter number 2, the lighter skinned gentleman with the dark blue hoodie, all the way on the left of the screen. And then on the right side of the screen, this image has that same shooter at the bottom left of it, and then shooter number 3 with the orange ski mask at the top right, in between the yellow Jeep and that other darker colored SUV. You can see muzzle flash coming from his rifle.
Are you able to identify shooter number 3 during or before the shooting, as well in between those two vehicles in the image on the left, please?
Yes, I'm sorry. On the image to the left, you can see him in the top right, in between the yellow SUV and the dark colored SUV. You just can't see the muzzle flash yet from his rifle.
Are you able to track shooter number 2 and shooter number 3 through the video itself?
Yes.
And whose vehicle is this on the other side of shooter number 2 at between 4:38 and 4:39?
So on the image on the left, where you can see shooter number 2 and shooter number 3 at the top there, in between them is the tail lights of the victim's black Dodge Charger as it's trying to drive away from the gunfire.
And the timestamps up here have already been adjusted from the error that was on the video?
Correct.
And lastly, shooter 3 at the rear of the Tesla itself, is that what we're seeing in 59?
Yes.
And what is happening in image number 1 on the left of 59?
Shooter number 3, as he's working his way back towards the Impala, is still shooting at the victim's vehicle, and that's muzzle flash you see from his rifle.
Can I have you bear with me while I go back to a slide that I realized was out of order?
Sure.
Can you see the screen before you?
Yes.
Were you able to capture footage from after the shooting takes place in the seconds after the victim vehicle drives off?
Correct.
Is that the same vantage point that we saw exiting the Impala and shooter number 3 running behind the Tesla?
Correct.
Does shooter number 1 jump over this little gate line at the right side of your screen?
So shooter number 1 at the bottom of the screen runs through the patio, and then at the top right of that screen, he jumps the fence line to go west towards the Impala.
Do you get to see the victim vehicle pass by in this frame?
Yes, that's to the left of the image there. That's the victim's black Dodge Charger being driven by Xavier Edwards, speeding northbound through the parking lot.
Now, I don't know what I'm doing that. I apologize. Now, do you have an opportunity to also capture shooter number 2 running back or returning back to the vehicle?
Yes.
Is that what's depicted on this image on the left?
Correct. So where it's frozen right now, on the left side of the screen, we see shooter number 2 running northbound through the parking lot on the passenger side of the white van, working his way back towards the Impala.
And ultimately, do you have an opportunity to see additional shots from shooter number 3 in this footage?
Yes. Shooter number 3 comes into a visual top left along the fence line. You can see his muzzle flash still firing in the direction of the where the victim's Dodge Charger drove.
And are you talking about at the top of the image on the left-hand side?
Correct.
Was that footage also captured at the back of the Tesla as we just saw?
Yes.
Double tap the screen, y'all. Let's get them likes up. Double tap the
Thank you,
screen.
sorry
Let's
about
get them likes up.
Right. Then there's some kind of response by law enforcement. Based on your interviews with the Robert Howard, Armani Turner, the individuals that are left at the scene when you actually arrived, were you able to determine that they left and made contact with law enforcement?
Yes. So after the shooting, Armani Turner's vehicle goes northbound on McKinley and then comes onto Fowler, makes a right, and then they find a USF PD officer who's doing a traffic stop on Fowler and try to wave him down to come follow them back to the scene to get help for Mr. Jones.
Is this at 146 a part of that footage?
Yes.
Did you have an opportunity to see Mr. Howard and what he was wearing that evening?
Yes.
Did you have an opportunity to see him in this video exit the vehicle just in front of the officers as well and walk up to the victim vehicle?
Yes. Dead center in the image, you can see the white T-shirt of Mr. Robert Howard. It came out of Armani's Turner's vehicle and walks towards Mr. Jones's black Charger.
And this response, or at least arrival time, is 4:44 to 4:45.
Correct.
Does law enforcement ultimately make contact with Gino Norris and Xavier Edwards inside of the hotel itself on the 3rd floor?
Yes, these two gentlemen had exit the victim's Charger and they ran into the Holiday Inn, made it all the way up to the 3rd floor where law enforcement found them.
Based on the call notes that you had reviewed, was that approximately 4:48 a.m.?
Correct.
And do you have information or data collected to determine when the cell phones of the individuals depicted here returned back to the Airbnb?
Yes.
What is that?
So Isaiah Chance's and Alicia Andrews' device arrived back in the vicinity of the Airbnb that they're staying at approximately 4:53. Approximately 2 minutes later, Sean Gaithright device also arrives back at the Airbnb that they were staying at.
Were, based on the video footage that you had reviewed, Sean Gaithright in a separate vehicle from Isaiah Chance and Alicia Andrews?
Correct.
And did you also have an opportunity thereafter to review again the content of the iCloud return from Davion Murphy and the Instagram return from Rashad Murphy?
Correct.
In reviewing the iCloud return for Davion Murphy at 4:56 a.m., is there a search on that device?
Yes.
Just after the return to the Airbnb of the other devices?
Yeah, this is approximately 1 or 2 minutes after Gaithright arrives back at the Airbnb that Mr. Davion Murphy's iCloud, or from his iCloud, we can see that he's doing an internet search for Tom Brady, Bill Belichick image.
Were there images saved from Davion Murphy's device of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick?
Yes.
Did those images have any kind of tags on them, or were these specifically saved with the data from the downloads from YouTube or from the internet?
Yeah, so on Davion Murphy's iCloud extraction, we could just see the images that he searched on the internet and then saved to his device. They weren't yet tagged or posted to social media.
And that's 4:56 a.m.
Correct.
By 5:00 a.m., is this a post from the return on Rashad Murphy's device?
Yes. Instagram. Rashad Murphy's Instagram.
At 7, let's start with his Instagram. Let's start with Rashad Murphy if we can. At 7:52 a.m. on the same date, is there a search for the victim's account?
Yes.
Going back to the early morning hours post, was there also a post of